Hey, thank you for joining me tonight. This is the Burning River Browns Talk on the Fanatical Elves Network, a subsidiary of the Fans First Sports Network. Thank you for joining me. I am Lou Marconi at lmarconi251 on Instagram, at lmarconi1973 on Twitter X. Much appreciated, much obliged. Thank you all. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, feel free to comment, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Fanatical Elves is a great place to go to for good Browns content. We have a lot of great people working with us here, so much appreciated. Hey guys, I'm here. We're going to talk about the proposed um, changes to the offseason that are being batted about with the NFLPA and what I think about it and what I think might it mean. Also, OTAs are moving along, but it's been pretty uneventful. I'm going to go ahead and talk about my next article that's going to drop, which I did. I'm actually doing. I am only going to talk to about it's not really a prediction, but it's a game preview because I'm going to do a series of articles way too early, but discussing every game of the season. So I plan on doing that. So I'm going to talk about that article because I did week one for the Cowboys. The next article is probably going to be dropping tomorrow. I talked about the Jacksonville game and actually found some interesting stats because if Deshaun Watson should be playing in that game, be Deshaun Watson against Trevor Lawrence, and the week before is going to be Deshaun Watson against Dak Prescott. Good quarterback matchups that are going to be fun to watch. So I appreciate it. Zeke Dog, hey Lou, let's see what we got here. All right, thanks Zeke Dog. Here, hear from him. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, without any further ado, what I need to do is I need to take a pause real quick for a word from our sponsors. All right, thanks. We're back. Perfect. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Certain players do not like this, but they're talking about changing up the off season and completely eliminating the OTAs, is what they're saying. Eliminating OTAs and having an extended training camp and starting training camp as early as June as opposed to late July. So that would possibly also move the draft a little bit earlier. Combine will probably be a little bit earlier. It would just kind of push along. It just make the season a lot earlier, which I think what this would lead up to is the 18 game season, which would be 20 weeks with the two bye weeks. I think that would happen, and I think along with an elongated season, elongated off season, you'd have to expand rosters and practice squads too. From what I'm hearing, Brown's defensive tackle Shelby Harris came out and was pretty much a dead set against it. He didn't like it, and it seems like from what the rumblings that are hearing out there, and I was looking at a tweet earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that tweet up. That most of the people that are against it, considering the most people in front office people are against having that change to the offseason in the NFL, not just with the Browns specifically, but it seems like everybody in the NFL is against it. But I don't know how that'll be a tough sell. As I mean, I can't. It'd be weird to see a mid-June training camp, but it's also weird to see a how can I put it? It's weird to see like odd number of games too. So that's just feels strange as well. So I'm also not hearing anything bad coming out of the OTAs. Speaking of which, saying that, hey, well, Deshaun Watson, he's going to be throwing in front of the media tomorrow. So I want to be talking about that. There's going to be lots of reports. Yeah, which is good. He's going to be throwing. But you know what? Hey, OTAs are going. And that's fine. From what I'm hearing too, is that arguably the Browns could have possibly the most athletic team in the NFL, which I think that sounds pretty accurate. I think that is very accurate. So the most athletic team in the NFL, which would be pretty close to it. So in other words, we're going to be a good football team, and I've been saying that. So here we go. Here we go. So preseason injuries are death. They're trying to eliminate injuries that hurts that don't matter, similar to college season. Yep. Hank F. in Akron. Thanks, Hank. Appreciate it. So Prey says preseason injuries are death. They are trying to eliminate injuries that hurts that don't matter. Right. Oh yeah. I mean, if you also remember, probably the most famous preseason injury was starting quarterback for the then St. Louis Rams, first preseason game, injured, gone for the year was Trent Green. And who came in? Who came in as the backup? Kurt Warner. Yep, Kurt Warner came in as the backup, and Dick Vermeil just ran with it. So, and look, they went to a Super Bowl. They not went to the Super Bowl; they won the Super Bowl. So, yeah, trust me, that's a magic. That was a magical season for the Rams. So, yeah, sometimes preseason injuries can do it, but preseason injuries can kill you as well. So, I'm thinking if they do that preseason, they'll probably have two exhibition season games, and then the rest will be regular season games. Which, to be honest with you guys, as a football fan, I hate. I hate the preseason. I can't stand it, and people overanalyze it. They think, "Oh, our offense looked great." It doesn't mean anything because when games start counting, they game plan, they scheme. It's completely different. So preseason's garbage. I mean, really, what it is, it's evaluating back end roster guys for coaches, guys that they can bring on, and maybe even and talent they could develop. So that's essentially what it is. So great comments. Thank you, Zeke Dog, and thank you, Hank F. from Akron. Much appreciated. What I'm talking about for next or tomorrow, my next article that's going to be coming out, if you want to take a look at it, is Trevor Lawrence has a horrible record against the AFC North, 2-4 total. And the Browns are going to Jacksonville and playing the Jaguars, and he has four interceptions against the AFC North, and three of them are in one game against the Browns. That was last year, so our secondary should be ready. Also, Deshaun Watson's record against Jacksonville is very good. He's 6-1. His one loss against Jacksonville was his rookie year in 2017. So yeah, he should be able to play well. I think the Browns are going to go to Jacksonville. I would not be surprised if they started out the season 3-0. I'm saying that wholeheartedly. And when you start the season 3-0, you have a 75% chance of making the playoffs. When you start the season 0-3, you have a 25% chance of making the playoffs. So those first three games are important to be at least you know to at least have two wins. You got to do that. So that I think because the third game I'm going to be writing about will be the home game against the Giants, and that should be a curb stomp. We should just completely obliterate them and destroy them. And I'm not just speaking in hyperbole. I'm not just speaking in hypotheticals. Guys, we should expect this team to win and expect this team to do well this year, especially if everybody's healthy. And that's just expectations. And guess what? It's good. It's good to expect that. It's good to see a team that should be playing well. So, with that being said, I'm going to come back here tomorrow, 9:30, same time. Get here as soon as get on the air, and I'm going to explain to you that I'm going to be looking for the reports about how Deshaun Watson was throwing and how he looked. I think he's going to be fine, and I wouldn't think the Browns would be sending him out there to throw in front of the media if they weren't encouraged by his progress. So I will see you tomorrow night, and always remember when the river burns, it always burns brown and orange. See you tomorrow night. Thank you guys. Oh, come on.